Here is the route from Belize to Lake Atitlan. Total drive time is about 12 hours. However, I made many stops, got stuck in Guatemala City traffic, and camped at a few places. So the total drive time was closer to 16 hours.
Gracias.
Bienvenida, que disfrutes Guatemala.
Ok, gracias.
Eso es todo.
Ok, perfecto. ¿Todo bien?
Sí, todo
Sí,
bien.
cool. Gracias, hasta luego.
Un placer.
Your process to exit Belize and enter Guatemala took 44 minutes. I didn't time the process to exit Belize because honestly it went so fast I didn't even think of it. Super easy. Stamp your passport out of Belize. You go to Immigration and Customs, and then you go to the second building to exit your import permit for the vehicle, and then you drive through. You go to Belize. You spray the vehicle, you pay for that, you go inside, you do your passport, then you go to the other desk, you do your truck, then you go to the bank, you pay, then you come back to the desk to do your truck. They give you this sticker that you put on your windshield. I'm good for 90 days. The man also noticed, oh my God, no. Oh. Oh, good thing I have a towel here because Porter is very messy. Oh. Anyways. Oh, it's always something. So, very, very easy crossing. Super easy. Nothing required for Porter. So that was really lovely because he was very expensive to bring into Belize. More expensive than me and the truck combined. So Porter's back here. We're gonna make a plan and go see some things. Okay, bye. First stop I highly recommend is Tikal National Park. This place is beautiful. Over 200 square miles of nature, ruins, and wildlife. It's a very easy park to visit. You can book your tickets online. You can camp on site if you are not traveling with pets. And I highly recommend paying the extra money for a guide for the sunset or sunrise tour. Entrance fee is $20 and the guide is 10 extra US dollars. Pets are not allowed in the park. I didn't know this when we arrived. Porter was sleeping in the back seat and they didn't see him. I left my truck running for 1 hour in the park with Porter sleeping inside before the rain came and I left. When I left, they noticed him in the back seat and they were not happy he was there. I explained that he slept in the truck the entire time with it running and they were not happy. Guatemala was top of my list. Besides wanting to rest and relax at the lake surrounded by 3 volcanoes, every one of my friends has told me that Guatemala is the hidden gem of Central America. So we've arrived to our first camp in Guatemala. We're literally like 35 minutes from the border. But I wanted to check out these ruins and it's just a great place to camp. So many birds. It's also rained a lot the last week here, as you can see. Kind of a little muddy. Porter's exploring. There's a really cool bird. I don't think you can see. Very dark at night, very peaceful. Oh my God. For the first time ever, my Starlink did not connect. And yes, we are surrounded by trees, but there's a giant sky opening right here, which is where Starlink was placed, and it just didn't connect. Tried for 2 hours, used 20% of my battery, my solar power. Yeah, I tried again later, same thing. Don't know. Kind of strange. I've been in a forest before that was a lot thicker than this and still managed to connect, so I was a little surprised. But, well, I'm kind of bummed about that. I think that's why I was feeling a little bit more restless, because I really intended to just kind of surf the internet and plan the rest of my route to the lake. And yeah, it just didn't work. So we're gonna go to Tikal right now, spend a few hours there, and then I'm going to drive south to Las Conchas. And that is about 4 hours. So I figured 2 hours exploring, 4 hours of driving. Maybe I will arrive at, it's 8:30 now, but it's still a 2-hour drive to where we're going. So it's really 6 hours of driving. Basically arrive around 5 o'clock. That's the game plan. Okay, bye. Can you hear that? I don't know what this noise is, but it has just started, and it's gonna drive me bonkers until I figure out what it is. Hopefully nothing bad. Yay! Alright, so let's do some updates. Number 1, my Starlink finally connected. Number 2, the truck is still making that noise. Honestly, I have no idea what it could be. It only occurs from 28 to 34 miles per hour, and then it goes away. I don't know, super weird. Porter still being super cute. He's collecting little mud stains for us. Sharing my fan. Everything's dirty. It's raining again. I'm not really sure. I'm still tired. Excuse me. I think I finally discovered the part of overlanding that I just genuinely do not enjoy. And it's basically the same thing that I do not enjoy about traveling, and that is the actual traveling. You know, like with the airplane, going to the airport, checking your bag, flying, getting a taxi, Uber, blah, 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 blah. Overlanding, it's the actual transiting part that I don't want to say I don't enjoy it. I enjoy it 60%. I love driving. I love being able to listen to podcasts, music, etc., beautiful views. But, for example, today I get to the camp spot and I'm like, I'm not really sure this is the camp spot because it's not quite accurate on the maps. I don't have good service, and the last review from on iOverlander was from like 2019. So I was like, So it was so beautiful though. Sun was setting. We drove around the town, kind of got lost on these really small country roads, and came back to the spot and figured let's just drive further closer to the entrance. That's everybody has been camping either in this little lot or right outside the gate. And I go up the hill, I go through the gate. It was open, so I'm not even sure that was the actual gate, but it's getting dark. Like I said, sun has set. Let's just find a spot to park. So there was this big open lot. I drove to the open lot. There was a path that kept going around along the or along the river. And yeah, there's this big flat lot that's behind a little hotel that they're building. There's like a backhoe and a digger here, but everything's level. So we set up shop. I cooked dinner. In the middle of dinner, it started raining. So we had to cut the dinner plan in half. Cooking because I'm trying to eat healthy. So we kind of put everything away, throw everything inside here, there, readjust the camper so the Starlink is a better signal. Can't open the fan because it's raining. And yeah, so now we have this little tiny portable fan. It's not like it's hot. It's probably 74 degrees, but humidity is like 9,000. So those are the updates. Game plan for tomorrow is to have a nice chill morning coffee. I actually stopped at the grocery store so I can have some yogurt and granola, and then we will determine how far we will drive tomorrow. I believe from our location here to where I want to go, it's about 12 hours driving, so I will definitely not do that all at one time. I prefer to drive like 5-6 hours at a time. But if I'm not going to do any stops tomorrow, we might try to push a little bit further. Also, where I am to where I'm going, there's like a solid distance of like no real wild camping spots. So, to be determined. Stay tuned for the next update. And yes, I probably will. We're right by these waterfalls. I don't know if I think I'm probably going to skip it. I'm just really tired. I walked 1 hour, 2 hours, 1.5 hours at Tikal today. And my ankle is really, really hurting me. I could barely walk by the time I got done. So that's a really good indicator for me that I need to completely stop doing and I need to rest. So I think I need to get to where I want to be, find a place to rent, and stay still for 1 month. That seems like a good plan. Okay, bye! So, beautiful night of sleep. There was a man who came by twice on his moto at night, and then again this morning around 7:30, but they didn't stop, they didn't knock, so I don't know. I think a lot of people will be like, oh, doesn't that scare you? But no, it doesn't. I am a visitor, intruder on this land. I don't even know what's happening here. There are these two machines, so they don't even know that I'm a woman. They could be thinking that I'm a guy coming here to steal these machines. If anything, I'm sure they're more afraid of me. Wondering what this strange truck is doing parked on their land. I have no idea, but it's super pretty. Oh, down by the river. I can hear it now. That's water. What you doing, bud? You want to go for a walk? Also, still raining. Again, so I'm not gonna go and see the waterfall when it's raining, although it would be very strong and powerful. I'm tired and I don't want to do it, and I'm not gonna feel guilty about that. I think that's one of the most challenging things traveling, is having this regret or making yourself feel bad because you didn't do all the things at the same time. It's just another reason to go back if you really want to see it. So we left, and I'm quite glad that we left because, like I said, it's raining again. Every time I've had somebody that's coming to check on me or like stopping by the camper, they want to make sure that I'm okay. So no, I'm not really scared. I'm not nervous about it. If it was a bunch of people coming, parking right next to the, like, pounding on the door, then I would be like, But people are people. Oh, there's a pink. People are people. They're allowed to move around just as I am. Finally, sunshine. And I found a road didn't really know where it went. It wasn't on the map. It's new construction. And I think we'll camp here tonight. I need to go into town and get a couple of things, but check it out. Quite windy up here on this beautiful view. And this little thing. This is it. This is the noise. Yay! Problem solved. I'm so relieved it's something so simple too. I was really not looking forward to having something major go wrong in like our third country. I feel home almost. I love that I have navigated around and figured out the type of places that I love to camp. And this porter's so comfy. It's just the truck on this giant plateau, mountains all around. It's 90 degrees during the day. As you might be able to hear, there's wind, so there's a constant breeze. 90 degrees during the day and 60 at night. That's perfect for me. I'm gonna go ahead and drink this hard seltzer, make some dinner, maybe paint my nails, and then do nothing. I'm just kidding. I have to figure out where I'm gonna sleep tomorrow. Or actually, I will try to look for a place to stay for the next 2 weeks near Lake Atitlan, maybe on the west side of the lake, because a fellow overlander who lives in Guatemala offered me his place to stay on the east side of the lake for the first 2 weeks of January for free. So that is marvelous. So maybe I'll do 2 weeks on the west side and then 2 weeks at his place. And then I think I will move to Antigua, the city. Okay, I gonna rest. Oh. So also one other thing that's happening, I'm not really gonna call it an issue, probably user error, my driving, but my leaf springs are not in a line with each other. As you can see, this one is sticking out about a ½ inch towards the tire, and then if you go to the front, the same thing. This one is in about a ½ inch. So I'm going to try to realign them with a rubber mallet. First I need to buy a rubber mallet, and then I'm going to find somebody to put like this here. And I don't know, hopefully that will solve the issue, because I'm probably not going to drive any slower on trails. I really should be more cautious when I'm driving, and I will make a little bit of an effort to do so, because like this is a new dent that's from Mexico, and I'm really destroying this, and also like yeah, destroying this. This is from branches pulling this up. Same thing, I don't think you can see there, but let me try to get up here. You can see on the panels like these scrapes. Big scrape there. Yeah, maybe I should just take a little bit more caution. Okay, bye. Okay, so I want to share a funny and embarrassing story that highlights you are never really alone in Central America. So, as you can see, Porter and I are up here camping on this plateau overlooking the town. Absolutely beautiful. The road to get up here, it's not even on the map. We're there for 24 hours. Not a single person comes up. Second day, sun is shining. It's beautiful. I think to myself, I should put my swimsuit on and finish this book I've been trying to read. I lay out the blanket, I'm reading, and as one does, sun's out, buns out, I untie my top and my bottom. About an hour goes by, I'm reading, and I see some wheels in the corner of my eye. I follow the wheels, and my eyes meet 4 people staring back at me. My jaw, we're all, oh my God, I pulled the blanket over myself as fast as I possibly could. They drove forward and parked kind of behind this little hill to respectfully, kindly give me some privacy. I could hear them giggling a little bit while I rushed to put a sundress on to cover myself up. And then they just kind of went about their business, and I realized this is the real estate agent with investors. Once they got closer, I apologized profusely and then proceeded to ask permission. Is it okay if I'm camping here? There's no sign. It's not even on the map. I figured it would be okay. They all, please stay as long as you like. It's super safe here. The realtor gave me his phone number and just please message me, call me if you need food, water, tortillas, help, anything. Please just write to me if you need anything. So good, funny, embarrassing story, and firm, fair warning to all travelers that you are never really alone in Central America. And I don't want to take a turn too far away from this funny story. However, it does feel like the perfect segue to address a lot of the comments that I receive about traveling outside of the United States. It's so dangerous. You shouldn't go there. This, that, and the other negative thing that people come up with. And I don't know how to say this in the best way. However, the voices that are usually the loudest about not going to places have never been to those places. So I think it's really hard to zoom out and gain perspective of other places when you're not going there. For me, I have much different life experience to pull from. I have received an overwhelming amount of kindness in my last 5 years of traveling, from Egypt to South Africa to Mexico, Colombia, to every single country that I have been to. And for me, I am outside of the United States 99% of the time, and I'm reading every day. Every single day, you can find somebody in the US who has lost a life because a teenager pulled into the wrong driveway. The police served a search warrant at the wrong address and a woman lost her life. A woman called the police because she needed help and she lost her life. So I'm not sure the best way to end that, but I can tell you, in my personal experience, 5 years traveling full time outside of the US, I feel incredibly safe. As a woman traveling alone, when I go back to the United States is when I actually feel most at risk, because there is a non-stop flow of random acts of violence that just don't happen at that rate anywhere else in the world. So do with that what you will, and let's get back to the good stuff. So now that I was just camping for 2 days in dry heat, no more rain, the mud that was on my tires and rims finally got a chance to dry. I just had to pull over on the side of the freeway because there's so much mud dried inside of my wheels that it's causing my tires to be off balance. So I found a safe-ish place to pull over on the side of the freeway and scrape out some of that mud. I think my back right tire still has a little bit more. I can feel a little weeble wobble. Oh, I love it. After a couple of nights of camping, Porter and I hit the road for our last few hours before arriving to Lake Atitlan. And I will say, we did have to pass through Guatemala City, which is crazy all hours of the day. This is what the traffic looks like. This made me miss being in Bermuda and having my bike. If you're scared to drive with bikes kind of all over the place, weaving in and out, don't be. All you need to do is drive straight. Don't make any sudden movements. The bikes will go around you. People who are riding motorcycles are aware of every single thing in every direction. Just drive slow and carefully. The drive to the lake was absolutely beautiful. You get to pass through all of these little small towns, and you really start to see how important corn is to Guatemalans and Mayans. This is the part where I thought Google Maps was pulling a fast one on me. We were stuck here for about 15 minutes because, as you can see, the road is extremely narrow. Porter and I were ready for naps the entire time. We arrived at the lake in the town of Panajachel. You can actually camp here or leave your truck here overnight. A lot of people leave their trucks here and take the water ferries across the lake to each town, because if you want to drive around the entire lake, it takes about 4 or 5 hours, or you can just take a water taxi, which is about 15 minutes and a couple of bucks. Totally safe. People do it all of the time, but beware, the ferries do not drive after night because there are some old legends. I could not believe this husky that showed up looking exactly like Doug from Baja, Mexico. Porter also could not believe it, and he really was not a fan. Porter was basically on my lap like, please don't adopt this one part-time. I don't want another husky. We enjoyed camping here for a couple of nights, and then we moved a little bit further down where there were less boats, less ferries, less people, no barking dogs at night. It was super peaceful. And then the craziest thing happened. I posted in a Toyota Facebook group looking for places along the way, and a man named Byron offered me his house to stay in for free for about a month. And this is a video of his friend coming to lead us to the house.
It's so sweet.
Something really cool has happened. A fellow overlander, Byron from Guatemala, has offered me his homestay in for free. He sent me photos. The view is just absolutely stunning. His friend Jose is taking me right now to the house. So I'm super excited, and I'm actually hoping we can hang out at some point in time, because Byron and all of his friends have their cover photos and videos are just Toyotas covered in mud. So I'm really pumped. Thank you so much for watching. Part 2 is up and ready to watch right now. Check you later.